Good evening, my children of the night. Welcome to my haunted, humble abode. I am your humble host, Boris Vincent. And we're in for a spooktacular spook show tonight. A film so terrifying, so horrifying, that you could die of fright. At least, that's what the makers say.
The Screaming Skull is a motion picture that reaches its climax in shocking horror. Its impact is so terrifying that it may have an unforeseen effect. It may kill you. Therefore, its producers feel they must assure free burial services to anyone who dies of fright while seeing The Screaming Skull.
My apologies for anyone who was scammed by those free burial services. But I digress. We follow this newlywed couple moving into their new house. Well, it's kind of new, but we'll get to that. It stars Jenny, our scream queen for the evening. And Eric, her husband, who used to live in said house with his ex-wife. And if you fear that we are in for some marital conflict story, fear not, we will have none of that here. She's dead. Apparently, she died by slipping on a leaf and hitting her head on a stone wall next to the pond. Don't you just hate it when that happens? And while we're on the subject of Eric, I must say, this is the most nonchalant widowed husband I've ever seen in cinema. He has a statue of his previous wife outside and a painting of her inside the house. I'm sure that won't harm poor Jenny and her mental illnesses at all. Don't worry, it gets better. Not only does she have mental illnesses, but her parents died, and her dead mother happens to resemble Eric's dead wife. I don't know what medicine she took to stop her from becoming a psychopath, but maybe we should have given that to Norman Bates years ago. But no matter, let's get back to Eric. After all, that's who the Screaming Skull is. It's his wife coming back for revenge. I don't know why she's spending so much time bothering Jenny, though. Huh. I must have a bad DVD or something. Hold on a moment. Right then. Huh? Come on, there aren't that many cobwebs in my DVD player. Actually, I would say that this was a bad DVD, but turns out this was actually present in most people's versions. Why this scene with the painting was cut is beyond me. What happened? Who took their chainsaw to this film? What did we miss? Sorry, my ghosts and ghouls, I digress. Anyway, Jenny wanders out of bed hearing a knocking at the door to find the Screaming Skull waiting for her. What does that mean, that the skull was knocking on the door as well? For a skull, it sure gets around. Oh, I'll get it. there's also this gardener lurking around who we're led to believe is behind everything, but you could cut him out and really nothing would change. He does give us a good Mo Howard slap, though.
I don't know. Don't lie to me.
Reminds me of something that I should be doing. Oh well. Actually, it turns out that Eric is the one behind all of this. Why does he want to drive his wife insane? How is he able to hide skulls everywhere without her knowing? And is it any coincidence that there's a actual screaming skull that's after him? Let me ask you this, dear viewer. Why are you asking questions? Sorry, I'm going to need that repeated once more. Oh, great Glenn Strange, that is rich. But how do I feel about the film? Well, this is a public domain independent film that's not much more than an hour. It's got some chills to it, but more often than not, it can get pretty tedious. Despite this, it can be absolutely hilarious when it wants to be, and it's got some genuinely good, creepy atmosphere. So, I think I'm going to give it the white skull of approval. Well, my children of the night, once again, we have reached the end. I hope you enjoyed this episode, and I hope you get the chance to check out this film if you get the chance. It's full of thrills and chills and laughs. And until next time, this is Boris Vincent saying, "What? Wow! Gosh! Oh, great Bela Lugosi!"